Hi, everybody. Welcome to our daily devotional. Today is Thursday, May 28th. My heart has been troubled about some of the stuff I'm hearing, whether it's all the race stuff, whether it's people discrediting what's going on in the world right now. And I think Paul, when we talk about our future, has something very relevant to say to us today. This is what he says in chapter 12 of his letter to the Romans. It says, I appeal to you, therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. You see, as we look toward the future, our job is not to be conformed to the world. And I have heard it said, well, those medical experts, if you listen to them, that's just the worldly point of view. But aren't we then listening to those who say don't listen to the experts, also as a worldly point of view? In the Old Testament, God gave us dietary laws, not because he wanted us to not eat things that would taste good, but he gave us dietary laws because we needed it, because we did not have a way to consume those foods in a safe manner. And here we are today, looking forward, looking to figure out if we're going to open our churches for everybody to come in again, or we're going to continue to do virtual online worship. Are we going to limit the amount of people in our buildings, and how can we keep people safe? I read this week an interesting thing that said, not everyone is an expert. While we are to discern God's will, it's not up to us to discern how infectious diseases work. It's not to us to discern the efficacy of a face mask. We can read experts, but you don't have the same training as those experts do. So what does the future hold? How do we predict it? Well, the best way, I think, is to follow Paul's advice from verse 2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that by testing you will discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. It doesn't say it's up to you to determine what you believe is a fact. It's up to you to determine God's will. How do we live out the law of love? And that's my hope for us as we go forward. Because church is a whole lot bigger than just the buildings in which we meet. We are to be God's people in the world, not in a building somewhere. Now may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord's face shine upon you now and forevermore. Amen.